Welcome to Ascende Superius. This reflection is on living a true Christian marriage. First, let me preface with the human fabrications of love, or what should be exposed as a false love in a relationship, primarily in marriage. Love is not true love if there is fear. We have not found love if there is a constant obsession of the partners to control one another. Love is free, never enslaving the heart of the other. Fear and hatred are symptoms of jealous souls who seek to imprison the other as an object to meet their inordinate desires. Love never conditions the other to bend to a compromised awareness of self. I have seen too many examples of this love within marriages in my own community. In my sociological studies, the pathways and support systems for successful marriages through religion and culture tend to be manipulated due to a misappropriated theology and expectation on the couple to achieve holiness. This ultimately misleads the married couple to conceptualize a false identity of their partnership and its goals. They are almost looking at the relationship from an outside view rather than living in the present moment of their union in an effort to sanctify each other in love. There is a traditional culture clique which is spreading rampantly due to the inadequacies of modern society and its condemnation of married love. However, the culture which tries to foster a return to an idealistic system for marriage, in my opinion, fails due to its romanticized Puritan lifestyle, which is entirely disconnected from the realm of reality and the expectations of living in today's society. Christian marriage no longer engages in its philanthropic nature to convert society by spreading love through its example, but rather tends to flee from the apparent danger to a cloistered nuclear unit. There are communities that exist religiously and culturally to reproduce an incubator for a simplistic married lifestyle which is geared homogeneously inward. We see daily tasks and nominal, ordinary activities found in married life reproduced by a bygone era, men and women dressing to fit the part in a grand role play of life. Not only does this concern me on a social level, but it raises my concern regarding the intention and interior disposition of men and women who desire marriage, to live it out authentically in relation to what religion and culture predicate. In this condition, marriage radically altered to a concept and ideal disengages the authentic person of the individual who desires to contract married union. An individual is forced not only exteriorly to mold to the aforesaid social construct, but more crucially, interiorly. As human beings, we all have an interior crisis to find ourselves, an existential mode of self-discovery and finding contentment therein. We desire to develop our personalities through exploration of external means, but more importantly, we desire to create a meaningful relationship with God, our family, friends, and society at large. As Christians, we identify love as the catalyst and bridge in forging human relationships, not merely in a utilitarian structure, but one that extends beyond our physical communities into the invisible, which unites us in the mystical body of Christ in God, who is the source and foundation of all love. This mystery, however, is not segregated to constructed communities which claim to hold its reality in a vacuum. Rather, it extends beyond palpable reasoning and its physical manifestations. Love cannot be quantified, as it is limitless in its experience and its efficacy to change our lives. If we live in a social structure that conditions us to love on an unrealistic level, then the spark for authentic married love will die. There is no such thing as a proxy or manifestation that can truly represent love, even ceremoniously, as it exists beyond the rites and formulas. Love is an intention to share and create something new, founded on the prescription of sacrifice and immolation, always represented. This is the promise of Jesus Christ and his perpetual covenant with each individual soul baptized in him. We are not carbon copies. Our soul is not meant to be bent towards an image. Rather, it is an image and likeness of God, and thus we all have a distinct participation and role in fulfilling the life God calls us to, and are therefore supported and nourished by a love which molds us to become saints, unique to our own person. This is the level of autonomy which God grants as we cooperate with his will in discerning our life with him, in becoming the person he created us to be. It can only be fulfilled in obedience to the laws of love himself. And no matter how deconstructed and ambiguous they are in society, the Spirit still remains, imprinted on all hearts, hearkening us all to share in abundance of the kingdom and invitation to life. As we toil to physically reconstruct and model our lives based on a perception of historical tenets, our diecast will always fall short of the authenticity of a spiritual wall built by the Holy Trinity. It is my point here to reiterate the conceptualization of Christian marriage as a reality between each soul and God, manifested in its glory between the sexes, man, woman, a mirror reflecting the invisible union of the souls. In love, both persons should strive to be themselves. It is in love that the two personalities share and mingle with each other in becoming one. The complementary nature exceeds the rationale of perception, touching the heart as to the subtle unveiling of the beloved and the awe that strikes the soul. In silence, the hearts beat, eyes mesmerized on one another as they meditate on the mystery incarnate, the love actualized in the conjoining of the sexes. This is marriage, a covenant between two souls, equal counterparts which constitute the whole, man-woman. The emotional rupture between the sexes is a result of the fall. Yet Christ re-established the established norm of paradise, the conjugal relationship as a path to sanctity and holiness. Sex outside of the commitment is an abuse of the reality of union. It is damaging to souls estranged from marriage, as the purpose of intercourse is directional in consummating the two in finality. The sexual act affirms and strengthens the love between man and woman in their course to reach eternity through matrimony. The fruit of marriage is love and can only rest assured in the committal vows of the Sacrament of Matrimony. The relationship between man-woman is a trinity. This reality is actualized in the personal autonomy of the individuals as they exercise their freedom in the marriage. A healthy and fruitful marriage fosters limitless discovery of one another without concessions or ultimatums. We should look beyond the limitations of man, abandoning our selfishness and expectations of an impersonal lust, and instead believe and trust in the boundlessness of God's grace and his power to touch all hearts with perfect love. If you found this reflection to be edifying, please consider liking and sharing this video, as well as subscribing to this channel that we might be able to build a community of individuals who seek after the higher things. Until next time, may God bless you and protect you, and may love and peace reign in your heart.